At this point, we've got our project created and the AI assistant connected. So now we can actually start using it inside of our workflow. This is where the course starts to get a bit different from a normal Unity tutorial, because instead of building everything completely manually, we can use the AI to help speed up parts of the process. I'm going to begin by opening the built-in assistant and making our first request. For this, I'll ask it, I've just created a blank Unity 3D project. Can you help me set up a simple platformer scene? I need a ground plane, lighting adjusted for better shadows, and a spawn point for the player. When the assistant wants to make a change in the project, it'll usually ask for confirmation first. So here it suggests an action based on the prompt we gave it, and I can view that before allowing it to make any changes. That's useful because it keeps us in control, because we can accept what makes sense, reject anything we don't want, and adjust as we go. I'll go ahead and allow this so it can make the first changes in the scene. As you can see, the assistant has finished setting up the first part of our scene. You can see it created a basic ground platform, adjusted the light, and added a player spawn point for us automatically. The green platform is what our player will be standing on, and the marker gives us a clear spawn location so we can build from it as we keep adding features. Instead of manually placing every object ourselves, the assistant is able to generate the initial setup from the request we gave it, which saves a lot of time during the early stages. We can still change anything afterwards, but this gives us a really solid starting point to build from. Now that the base scene is ready, the next step is to bring in a player controller so we can actually move around and start testing the platformer mechanics. For the next prompt, let's say something like add a basic player controller to this scene using Unity's character controller, include WASD, movement, jumping, and connect it to the player spawn object we created. And now I'll just move around the scene so you can see everything working together. We've got movement, the ground, and the spawn set up all interacting properly. So at this point, we've gone from a completely empty project to a base game setup where we can actually move around and test things. Now that we have movement in place, the next step is going to be refining how it feels. Things like jump height, speed, and making sure the controls feel good for a platformer. So to do that, I'm going to ask the AI assistant, now that we have a basic player controller working, can you improve the platformer feel by tuning the movement? Please adjust the walk speed, jump height, and air control. Also add a simple second platform so I can test jumping between surfaces. And there we go. The assistant has updated the movement settings and added a second platform for us to test with. So now we can actually move around, jump, and start interacting with the environment in a more meaningful way. Instead of just testing a flat surface, this is where we start moving from setup into actual gameplay feel, adjusting and refining the experience so it becomes playable. Next time we'll be adding camera movement and more.